Nice pass center. Nice catch. So this ends up becoming an own goal, but the problem is that we force Dop into a bad rotation. Yeah, and then Mike did an okay job, but he could have boxed out Pythagoras maybe a little bit better, or assisted Daikuch with this clear. We didn't get that. Pull too far forward. Nice flick away. Gotta punish it anyway. Damn. Double base grab. Good rotation by Might. Way to stay kind of back post in that whole rotation. It's a shame that you pinched that. Came all the way across. Thighs in a good spot. Good flick. Fortunately, all three of them are in net. So a demo there would have been really good. You can play off of their positioning if you're not the man with the ball. Give yourself leeway and options. Remember, where the enemy team is where they have to play the ball. So if they have somebody far forward, that's an option that they can pass to. If they all three way back in their net, then they're all blocking their net. We can demo them or take advantage of the backboard. Just letting Pyth go as far as he wants with it. There we go. Better offensive rotation now. Bad shots though when we want to go take shots. So Dop's got to be front post here. Thigh maybe rotating back into net a little bit too soon. Dop was there and Thigh was pretty much last in that rotation. Oh no. And probably didn't ever get boost for himself. You gotta rotate back over boost. There's almost no reason for you to be sitting net with no boost. Doesn't help you at all. Great play by Might. So I would say the things that I saw so far are probably take it a little bit more seriously. Scarabs are maybe not the solution here. Our shots, when we're actually trying to take shots, are weak. So maybe we're turning too quickly and trying to line up a shot, or we're staying in the zone too long and we don't have boost in order to take the shot. So quick rotations through the offensive zone. Take your moment, pick your shot, and then rotate out. Allow somebody else to come in. Defensive rotation, let's get two-man clears so two people can push that ball up. If that breaks down for some reason, let's make sure that it's not coming straight at our net. And if it is coming straight at our net, let's try and help out whoever's trying to make that save. Because the guy that was taking the ball at the net wasn't the guy who scored. It was somebody else that had to follow up. I think whoever was in net, I think it was Dop, did a really good job of cutting down the angle. But it still wasn't enough. Okay, so I think I'll just probably do these two games for Firecrackers, and then we'll move on to Snappets. Great backboard plays. I honestly don't mind that clear. It bought time for people to figure out their rotations and go get boost. I'd say if you spawn and it's an awkward position, either throw yourself at the ball immediately or rotate around your teammates and try and let them make their plays. That one worked out okay, but it didn't need to play out like that, and I think your teammates were in good spots where they could save it. That was a good bring center. A flick center would have been maybe a little bit better there because ball would have gotten there a little bit faster, and Goom was already waiting. By it taking a little bit longer, Pyth was able to get in the way. Good demo by Tiny on the way out. It's a shame Thycooch didn't challenge a little bit faster there, but it's good to save by Frugula. Frugula. There's no extra U. So we're clearing the corners, which is okay, but don't expect a huge offensive swing, and might maybe don't pre-jump passes that haven't even been hit. You're not a pro. Pass isn't guaranteed to come. You don't need to unnecessarily be out of rotation. That's a great shot. Oh, careful. We gotta have communication for who's going for that. Both you had decent angles. I can see it going either way. Nice try. I think if I'm Thycooch, I collapsed in on that one anyway. Goom did a good job of holding position. Nice, run it back to the corner. Buy your time for your teammates to get back, set up, try to clear it. It was okay. They had a pretty good idea of what was happening. They just kind of posted up at midfield. Great job. So again, in that rotation up, we had Goom clear the ball, but we had no one moving up. And the way Dr. Might decided to move up was supportive of Goom, and the way Thycooch moved up was in support of Might. I don't want two people playing support. I want one person playing support. So if Might is going to be on that left side playing support, then Thycooch can be middle. And if the ball comes to Might, then he has immediate pass center to Thycooch, and we can start up on offense. That's that kind of aggression that I want. That's how I would like to move up on offense. So even though Goom took it all the way, and he was the one man initially, as soon as he loses the ball and gives it away, which is okay, he becomes that 3-man, and he can rotate back. And now we're playing a defensive rotation where our 1 and 2-man are on the side that is most likely being cleared to and inside. And if the ball gets cleared in, you can just dish it center, and your 2-man can be taking a shot while the 3-man either rotates around, gets a demo, gets back on defense, whatever. If it goes poorly and the 1-man needs to buy time, he can bail back, just like we saw earlier with Thycooch into that corner. That's fine, and then the 2-man can rotate back as well. And if this one isn't looking good for the person that was running this into the corner, they can always rotate back posts, and the person that's running like kind of center field can play that front post. But if the person that's playing close stays, then this person should rotate a little bit more back post. And that's usually a call made by this guy, because he has a little bit more of the field that he can see. But it can be made by anybody. I'll stay with it. You've got... Here, I'll leave this one for you. I don't know, just little calls like that are just good enough. Oh, unfortunate. We're kind of getting sucked into the play instead of going after players. So we just kind of post up real close, but we don't make a move. And I'd rather have somebody challenge the ball, make them have to do something. Potentially getting a demo, potentially getting the block. But at least if you don't, then they have to do something with the ball, and then your teammates can clean it up. Good save. And clear. Great clear. Those are tough. It's bouncing center, and Pyth is there. Good thing Pyth doesn't hit open nets. Good try by Might. Rotation back on defense a little bit awkward. We kind of just like wait to see what our teammates are doing. We don't seem to have that confidence in they're gonna have it, so we end up stopping a lot. I'm not saying you need to get way in front of your teammate, but I don't know, just we need to send somebody at the ball and not be constantly stopping and killing our momentum. Good call off by Mite. You can see Goom actually had that ball and he aerialed low, so he wouldn't get in the way. That's a great play. We really need to start capitalizing on those. Yeah, again, they're posting up on that back post. They're playing a super hard back post rotation. And to get around that, we need to play it off their crossbar or their backboard. We need to pass it in front of their net using infield passes because they're posted up at that front and back post, so they're not going to be in field. And what I mean by that is if we have somebody here, then by having somebody here, we can pass it infield to them and they can take a shot. And it just kind of depends on where people are. I mean, they could be here, or the person making the pass could be here and just needs to knock it over to the left a little bit. But if they're playing back post, front post, and then somebody in the corner, I mean, this space is so open. And a back pass to somebody that's collapsing in, they're going to, A, have a lot of power on their shot, and B, have the whole goal to aim for. We're gonna leave it there. So that was firecrackers. Let's check out Snappets. Okay, so Duno's been uploading these, which is great. So what I want to see here is kind of the difference between match 3 where we only get 1 goal and match 4 where we get 6. And they did a full rotation as well. Okay, so we did a full rotation, they did a full rotation. Not a huge fan of this song, we're moving on. Okay, they kept so many goals, that's interesting. I think if Durr stays upfield there, that's an excellent play. The problem is Duno was kind of cutting back, Durr was cutting back, and Panther was bringing it straight across. So it's tough to have to know who that ball should be for, but I think if Durr turns there, we get a nice play between the two of you, potentially even a pinch. Sometimes it helps to put a name on a pass, so like, Durr, I'm bringing it to you. That's one where I'd really like Duno to crash. Okay, so again, we're in a deep rotation back here. So I just said I wish Duno would have crashed, and then we have Dur who capitalizes on a great opportunity. Panther maybe should have rotated back to be that support, just in case Dur gets dunked to shit. But we don't need two people to support. So I really would have liked if Duno would have stayed upfield. So let's go back to I think Duno should have crashed the net, and then let's go to player view. He's trying to play that third man. You have 60 boost. Okay, so right here, don't flip. Yeah. It was a good try. It was a good try. Maybe you're frustrated about how that shot turned out. But they're clearing this ball to Panther, and you didn't need the second flip here. You could be the 2-man for Panther's 1-man. And as this ball comes across center, you could be there. And you have 60 boost now. So you didn't actually have to flip through this one. You could have just driven and potentially turned this way or the other way. Or just seeing if Panther missed, and then you could have just kept going back on defense. I think the flip is too soon, and then this throws you really far away from the play. And Skidley fucks up. We need to be able to collapse in on that. Now, you can't possibly know he's going to fuck up, but that's what happens. And again, now we have two people in basically the same rotation back, and you could probably just hang out wide for just a little bit longer, grab up some of these small pads before you need to rotate back, and see what happens when Dur challenges. Panther's already back. We have a support. So who is Dur playing with right now? So we need to have a conversation. Is it, do you know that's going to be rotating back and maybe Panther needs to stay upfield? Or there's even some kind of communication between the two of you. Debatably. I could probably do that. So, I just want to make a small comment. I happen to be watching Duno. Did a great job rotating back, and then instead of like going to the corner, he kind of rotates up. I will note you missed all of these boost pads. Now, you don't have to get them all, but like a couple of them would have been great. But you did grab at the 100 here, so that's good. Pass center. Collapse in on that shit. Nice try, good try. Panther back center. That's a tough touch, Panther, because they just double committed. And so if you're putting it right back in, they might not be ready. So you might just need to solo that play or let them clear it a little bit farther. That's terrifying. Oh, Dur. Put that on target next to somebody. It's okay. JCR probably would have gone back in time anyway. So Duno, you can be super aggressive here because you know Dur's way back on defense. Dur's going to get beat because he was way back on defense. That's unfortunate. So Dur, in his effort to get back up upfield, got a little bit too close to the play. The problem there is, just like if you rotate too far back for boost, you're not with your team, and so they're able to either dribble out or boom the ball out, depending on where you end up. Okay, so we're kind of giving the ball away at midfield. Some weird touches. Debatably, if you have me on Discord, send me the replay file that you want, or add like a ball chasing link here, and I can download it. Oh. Well, shit. I didn't know that. Shoot me your fucking replay, jerk bag. Not a huge fan of the backflip at the back post. It mostly means that you rotated too close into the net, and you couldn't play off of Panther's miss. Panther's miss was going wide. As for Panther's miss, I think we could have played that one probably a little bit smarter, play a little bit closer to the post. Could have potentially driven up the post. That would have helped as well. Durr keeping momentum with a big clear. I like it. That's tough. Good rotation by Durr. Good quick tackle. So he gets some boost now. Fortunately, we're already down 2 goals. I like the lobs middle. I think that's something maybe we just need to incorporate a little bit more. So Duno's pass there, if we can get in the habit of making that pass a little bit more, I think that'd be really good. Nice. Duno made him do something. Durr had posted up with Duno, but he realized that it was going to be a double commit if they both went. So he bailed back, and he was able to bail out Duno on a hit. Off the near side. Interesting. That's a little bit dangerous. I'm gonna do one more after this one. Debatably clutch. Okay. Take the goals that we can get. But then I'll get to yours. I was expecting that my minor team guys would show up, but it doesn't look like it. So Susurrance equals goal scorer, except in games 1 and 2. Another kickoff goal? No, try that. Starting with a goal early it's nice. It means you can kind of figure out how you want to play offense, figure out how you want to play defense, and not be too worried. Triple commit. So I did watch Juno do a bunch of circles there. It's okay though. You'll get out of that habit, you'll start just finding a spot in the field that you can be, but part of the reason for circling is that you keep your momentum and you find a new position. You went to a position, it turned out it didn't work out, so then you kind of circle, then you're in a spot where you could potentially do something again, it doesn't work out, so you circle. I like that you didn't go into the corner there. And as you get better, they will just miss the fucking ball in the face. As you improve and your teammates around you improve, you'll be circling less and less. You might take one of those times that you circle and just pick a moment and go, even if it does mean you're double committing. It's one of those things where more people on the ball means a little bit more potential for a goal. Okay, so the biggest difference I'm noticing here is we're punishing every little mistake that they make, and we're forcing mistakes away from the goal. So instead of us being constantly up in their faces and them getting lots of saves and us missing the net and putting it off and whatever, we're chipping the ball up in weird spots in the middle, and then like they're having to go for it or they're whiffing, and then we have somebody else that's like comes in screaming or collapses in from the back and kind of scores it. So I'm thinking we need some lofty passes in this area. Okay, that's what we're gonna start working on that. Okay, if we have ball possession, we're gonna kind of just lob it up into a threatening spot and have somebody else that can be pushing into that zone, not necessarily airling, but pushing into that space to see if they fuck up or not. And then we can start forcing those mistakes out of them and capitalizing them on that way. Crazy save there by Sus. And again, lofty balls that they're just whiffing and they're hitting each other. Like, okay. Good job, Klebs. Anyway, Duno. Can Sus get there? Nice. I thought Sus had pushed too far over to the wall, but it looks like he did a good job getting back. Yeah, again, this is another play that Duno's clear came off of them screwing up in the midfield with a lofty aerial play. I'm not saying all teams are going to be like this, but let's test them out. Let's throw a few balls up into this space, into that, like, I don't know, 3D box. Okay. And see what the other team does. Maybe they'll screw something up.